Hey guys, so you've been asking for more simple chicken recipes in barbecue season. So I've got a recipe here where we're going to look at the rub, we're going to look at the glaze, we're going to look at how to cook it and control the temperature of the barbecue. And here is beautiful, simple barbecue chicken thighs and legs. Right, let's get cooking. Now, I'm here at my London HQ where I do all of my recipe testing in the backyard. So let's get this lit up. I've lit the barbecue about 40 minutes ago, so it's settling nicely. Let's talk about spice rubs. And I kind of want to show you some of these sort of shop-bought rubs, right? You can go to any supermarket in any country and you can get all kinds of things from curry powders, that's a blend, ras al hanout, which is a beautiful kind of North African expression of spices and seeds and nice things. We've got Chinese 5-spice, it could be Thai 7-spice. You know, you've got the beautiful jerk seasoning here. There's loads of stuff that's been done and dusted for you, and it can make it really easy for you. But I just want to kind of put this away because these are very convenient. I've got no issues with it at all. I use them often myself. But just making your own spice rubs, why would you do it? So look, the reason you do it is because you can control the spices. If you like something more, you can push it. If you don't like a certain spice, you can pull it back. You can also have secret ingredients, so you have your own kind of combo that you can be really proud of. But let me kind of get you into the spirit of it. Here, I've got a rub that I use a lot. Right, we've got fennel seeds here, 1 teaspoon. Smoked paprika here, 1 teaspoon. I've got some lovely dried oregano, guess what? 1 teaspoon. I've got some cumin seeds here, 1 teaspoon. Black pepper, 1 teaspoon. And then sea salt, but not ordinary sea salt. This is actually smoked sea salt that you can buy, but you could use any sea salt, 1 teaspoon. In the middle, I've got 2 little cloves, and I find that's a really beautiful, fragrant, layered rub that you can do for many, many flavored grilled meats that are being slow cooked. Absolutely delicious. So you can add to that, you can add herbs, you can add garlic, little orange or lemon zest, you can add different spices. So fill your boots, use your imagination, use your passion. But what I'm gonna do is bring this together. Now you could use a little coffee grinder, no trouble at all. I'm literally gonna put this all into my pestle and mortar here, which is the old school way to do it. And what we want to do is use those spices to create a nice little dust, a nice little texture that will stick to your meat. Now obviously we're doing chicken, but it could be pork, lamb, goat, whatever you want to do, no trouble at all. So I'm just going to grind like this first, just to kind of mix it and see what's going on. Just start to grind it like this, then start using little tapping actions just to crush up those fennel seeds. For me, the spice shelf is like one of the best bits of the kitchen. Flavor-wise, nutritionally, it's incredible. You can see how the texture has completely changed. Look at that, really, really nice. So you can go finer if you want, but that, most importantly, will stick to the chicken. What I can do is just rub that onto the chicken, just like that. Very, very nice. Or I want to show you how easy it is to go from a rub, whether it's this stuff here or the homemade stuff here, to a marinade. The only thing you need to do to turn this into a marinade is add 2 things. Olive oil and acid, whether it's lemon or vinegar, okay? And we've immediately gone from a lovely spice rub to a spiced marinade. This is now a marinade, and I'm gonna pour this over the chicken, just like that. It smells incredible. And then we just sort of move this around and really get that marinade going in there. One nice little tip that I love to do is take a fork and just kind of make little puncture holes right the way through, all the way to the bone. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is tenderize the meat, flavor the meat, and then when you take a nice big chunk, that flavor goes all the way through to the bone, which is absolutely beautiful. So look, let me go and wash my hands, and then I'll show you how to cook it. So right, let's cook the chicken now. Now, a lot of people get very confused about indirect and direct barbecuing, and also with the lid on or the lid off, right? So let's just take the lid off for a second. Let me show you how I lit this. Now, this is a beautiful Weber kettle barbecue, and let me just show you how I did it. I started the coals on one of those lovely little lighters. They work so efficiently and brilliantly. And then what they've done, which is quite clever actually, is they've got these little baskets here, which means I can do indirect roasting. They're really hot over here, and then here it's not so hot. So when I put the lid back on, this turns into a giant roaster, which is fantastic. So remember, the chicken is actually seasoned, and I'm gonna go skin side down. I'm just gonna rub the bars with some of that fat, and we'll go skin side down. Let's get a little bit of color happening. Thighs on one side, chicken drumsticks on the others. So I'm gonna colour, and then I'm gonna shift it into the middle. I'll put the lid on top, and then I'm gonna roast until that meat is tender and the skin is crispy, and it's gonna be delicious. For me, cooking over fire, you know, you wanna have the hot areas, the cool areas, and the next bit I think is fantastic for really getting flavour going. So what I'm gonna do is take the chicken, place it in the middle, and we're gonna go from grilling to roasting by simply finding that indirect area, like that. I'll put lovely chickens in and around it, like that. You've got plenty of space, beautiful. I'm gonna take this little flap here, and what you can do, which is really fun and nice and geeky, is get some fruit woods. This is apple wood. Just soak it in some water, put that on top, and that'll start smoking. So as we're roasting that chicken, we're smoking as well. So that's like the extra seasoning that is really, really good. What's genius about this system is you put the lid on top, right? You see the thermometer go up. I want it to be about 180 degrees Celsius, which is like 350 Fahrenheit. Then I can start closing off the air out and the air in. So control that temperature. That's your job when you're doing it. You're not going to burn it unless the heat gets out of control, but check it. And in 40 minutes, I'll show you what to do next. So the chicken's had 40 minutes. In that time, those beautiful thighs and legs would have tenderized, and we want to get that meat to pull off the bone in the most beautiful way. So let's just take the lid off. Look at that, you can see it sizzling away, bubbling in there. You can always tell when drumsticks or thighs are cooked when you can go into the meat and it just comes off the bone in the most beautiful way. So that's happening already. Take these lovely thighs and bathe them, submerge them in a wonderful barbecue sauce. Look at that glaze, that's what we want. This is my homemade barbecue sauce. If you want the recipe, click the link below, and that's my recipe, but you can use any barbecue sauce you love, and then put it back in the middle. So legs in, move it around, look at that. Now, what you don't want to do is put barbecue sauce, which nearly always, if always, has sugar in it, or honey, or maple syrup, or something like that, palm sugar. And you don't want to put that directly onto the bars because it will just burn. If you put it into a screaming hot oven, it will just burn. And unless you really watch it, it's going to give you trouble. So what I like to do is make sure none of these touch, right? I'm now going to put the lid back on top, and it'll be about 120 degrees. So 5 or 10 minutes, and you know when it's good. So that chicken has been in there for just under 10 minutes. And yeah, it will carry on cooking a little bit, but really it's just enough heat. It's about like 140 degrees just to make that lovely barbecue sauce just sit onto it, make it nice and sticky. Have a little look at that. Oh, the smell. And the smell is amazing. So let's get the tongs, and let's just place those beautiful thighs. They're so incredibly shiny. So there you go. If you've got any spring onions or anything like that, you know, you can put those over the top, some herbs, a little bit of chili there. If you had any citrus, lime, lemon, stuff like that, you can just serve that as a nice little wedge on the back. Serve it with whatever you want, rice, flatbreads, you name it. But that, my friends, is beautiful barbecue chicken thighs and legs, cooked with beautiful spices and that gorgeous barbecue sauce glaze. It's a nice principle for always guaranteeing that you've got tender, delicious, juicy meat and that lovely, sweet, sticky glaze. Happy days.